This was probably the best episode that I done seen this whole damn season 7. Because this whole damn season 7 was a damn dud. But all I can say is this was the most shadiest little episode that I have ever seen in my life. So I'm not gonna talk about everything. I'm only gonna talk about 3 things. The little conversation between Nene, Phaedra, and Demetria, Claudia, Kenya, and the Bear Claws, and the whole Puerto Rico trip. So let's just get into the let's just get into the tea. Now let's just start off with the beginning with Claudia and her bear claw feet. Now I don't know how anybody can sit around and walk around with all them extra ass coins on their toes. I don't know how anybody could do it. More power to Claudia for doing the shit. But I don't see how anybody could walk around with them type of feet. Like that, her feet was fucking horrible. And I don't see how anybody think that type of feet is fucking acceptable. That shit was fucking horrible. Like honestly, it really, really was. And I thought that she was gonna have to get some damn plastic surgery to get them motherfucking corns removed. Cause just talking about it makes my feet hurt. Like I could barely sit there and watch this shit. Like the whole scene was actually funny, and I will say that I'm warming up to Claudia just a tad. I'm even warming up to Kenya just a tad because I think that with her having a set of friends in Claudia and Cynthia, she's a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more fun, and she's less negative because she got friends. You know what I'm saying? Like when she's in the presence of the Nenes, in the Phaedras, and the Portia, she's very negative and she's very messy. And I don't like Kenya when she's messy. But when she's with Cynthia, Claudia, Demetria, and even Candy, she's kind of vibrant. Like she's a little bit likable when she's not fucking negative. You know what I'm saying? So I could deal, like that little scene right there was a bit funny to me. I thought it was hilarious to see that, but them feet was fucking terrible. Really was. So let's talk about Nene, Phaedra, and Demetria Dumpkini. So they head over to the studio to go see Demetria, and she's recording a song, and Nene so-called felt bad because of how Demetria was treated the last time they saw her at Candy's little party or whatever, how she was put on blast, how her relationship was put on blast and everything like that. So the conversation starts off okay, but then Phaedra becomes a mean girl right off the rip and just start asking her all types of questions. Like she asked her was she on crack. She asked her like did she want to be a gospel or folk singer because she's pushing 40. Like it was a lot of shade involved, and I was sitting up there like, girl, what the fuck? Like where is all of this shade really coming from? Like I didn't really understand this shit. Like it was just shade after shade after shade after shade after shade after shade. Like I didn't understand the shade. Like where was all this shade coming from? Phaedra, like what was your deal? What was your issue? Because it seemed like you came to the studio with guns blazing, like you knew that you wanted a piece of Demetria, and you know that her ass dumb and slow as hell, and she constantly talks about and eat a bob all the damn time, and you just knew that she just couldn't come back, so you just started throwing shade like right off the rip, and even Nene felt the shade. I'm like, Phaedra, what the fuck is wrong with your ass? Like it was very mean girlish. I will say that it was very mean girlish, and it was a tad bit wrong for her to be coming at Demetria like that. She was really a fucked up human being for coming at that girl like that. But I must say that a lot of that shit was kind of funny though. Like it was wrong. It was some bully shit. It was some fucking mean girl shit. But I'm not gonna lie to you now. I was cracking the fuck up at some of this shit. I can't even lie to you. I was laughing at some of it. So she invites the girls all out to Puerto Rico for her performance. She's obviously going to be performing while she's in Puerto Rico, and she wants all the girls to come. So they all pick their rooms and shit. And at this point, the only people that's there is Candy, Portia, and Demetria. And Demetria says that she's cool with all the girls except for Phaedra. She doesn't know how to take Phaedra. And On Candy and Portia's side, you know, they were saying that she always takes little jabs. Like, she always throws a little shade, but you don't really catch it until the end. And she really doesn't mean it. All you need to do is just throw shade back. And, you know, I kind of agree with that because in my circle of friends, we throw shade all day at each other. In your face, behind your back. Everybody knows that we throw a little bit of shade. When a bitch shade me in my circle, I shade their ass the fuck back. When a bitch decide that they want to read me in an argument or a debate, I'ma read their ass back. Cause that's the type of friendship we have. Like, we gonna throw our shade. We throw our shade all the time at each other. Like, my homegirl Shemai, she throw her little shade, I throw mine back. My cousin Reggie, he throw his shade, I throw mine back. We all throw our shade. All those people you've ever seen your photos with on Instagram, we all throw shade at each other, and we have fun with it. You know, it's never meant to be malicious. But you know, Demetria don't know Phaedra, so of course she don't know how to take her. You know what I'm saying? So of course she gonna take it as negativity because she don't know the bitch. So if it was me, I would have taken it as negativity too. Like, bitch, you throwing shade, I don't even fucking know you. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bitch? Like, I don't even know you and you taking shots at me. What's up with that? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So then that's when Cynthia and Claudia and Kenya arrives, and Demetria goes over there and she pretty much tells them about how she doesn't know how to take Phaedra. She tells Cynthia, and I think it was Cynthia and Kenya she told it to, and she was saying that that Phaedra was going in on her relationship, going in on her music career, and she just felt like she was throwing shade. And Kenya and Cynthia agreed that Demetria needed to talk to her about it. So Nene and Phaedra arrives with Portia's bag. They comes in. Now this is the part what really annoyed me with Nene and Phaedra. Like, this bitch didn't have to invite y'all bitches to fucking Puerto Rico. And like, you talking about a small, y'all want to complain about a small ass hotel room. Think about the times before your little Real Housewives of Atlanta fame when y'all had to stay at the fucking La Quinta Inn just like I had to. Just like I will be when I go to New Orleans for my birthday. Think about those times when you had to stay at the Holiday Inn Express. Think about the times when you had to stay in the Best Western. Think about the times when you ain't have like they had to stay at the fucking Comfort Inn. Think about this shit, bitch. Don't do that. Want to complain about a small room, bitch? Please. Anyway, so then it's time for dinner, and Claudia, Cynthia, Kenya, and Demetria make it there first. And then that's when Candy, Phaedra, Portia, and Nene arrives. And it's like shade off the rip, like on both sides. There's just shade, and poor little Candy sitting in the middle. Like, it's a bunch of shade all over the table. And when Kenya asked Demetria about the performance, I don't know what it was that Phaedra said, but it set Demetria off, and she decides to confront Phaedra about the shade. Now they go back and forth about how, you know, all Demetria talks about is Roger Bob, and why doesn't, you know, whatever. And Demetria like, you definitely got in on my relationship. And Phaedra was like, well, you bring up your relationship every 5 minutes. Number one, she does do that now. Demetria, you need to really have a fucking seat because you always bring up your fucking relationship as if it's the best thing since sliced bread. You do bring up your damn relationship quite a bit, and it's fucking annoying. Like, do you have anything else to talk about besides Roger Bob, and eat a Bob? A motherfucker that ain't never around when you have something important going on. He wasn't around for your video viewing, and he ain't around for your fucking performance. You would think that if that was your fucking man, he would be around for at least something. And he's never fucking around. So you keep bringing him up, and you keep name dropping his ass, and he barely repping you. So what the fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But then you want to get mad when somebody has something to say. Stop talking about it. Because you brought it up, you had to throw it out at the damn party about how he was your man, and then you got nipped when you found out the nigga cheated on your motherfucking ass and all of that shit with the Little Mermaid. I mean, really, Demetria, some of this shit you bring on yourself, but whatever. So then she gets mad, and she said, the only thing we have in common is the number 8. Yours is going, mine's been here for 8. Now I will say that was a slick read. Now she slick read Phaedra with that 8 read. Now that 8 read, that was a read, and that was a drag. But in typical Phaedra fashion, Phaedra dusted herself off and read the fuck out of Demetria. Demetria could hang. Now, I will give Demetria 1 point for that read. Now, she did get her a read of a lifetime with that number 8 read. But other than that, Phaedra just drugged her ass for the rest of the topic. And then, to top it all off, Nene high-fiving her and Portia over there laughing. I'm sorry, y'all, but this episode was beyond shady. And, like, it reminds me of some shit that happened in high school. Like, it was fucking hilarious. And it just really made me feel bad for Demetria. In the midst of me laughing at this shit, it did make me feel like Demetria was getting kind of bullied by the mean girls as she's sitting at the cafeteria table by herself. Like, that's how this shit came off. Like, this how fucking childish all these women were acting. So then that's when Cynthia decides that she wants to say something. So she decides to defend Demetria and say that, she just want to know if, she just felt like Phaedra should apologize. And then Nene was like, well, if you don't feel like you did anything wrong, then why the hell should you apologize? So then, that's when Nene and Cynthia go back and forth. So then that's when Claudia comes in and she gets fed up with the bullshit. And then that sparks off the argument between Nene and Claudia. And I must say, ladies and gentlemen, that Claudia was going the fuck in on Nene. She went in on them oodles and noodles ass hair. She went in on them edges. She went in on Nene. And there's not too many people that you can see that can go back and forth with Nene like that. The only person that was quick on her toes when it was like an epic reading match was Sheree. Sheree could get with Nene so quick on her toes. Like, that was one person that could read Nene with no damn problem. Like, Sheree could read the fuck out of Nene. And even Candy. Now, Candy don't read Nene. She just goes in on Nene when she get mad. But Sheree can read Nene. And those are the main two people I really feel like could go in on her. But I think Claudia takes the cake because that bitch was giving it to Nene like she was going in. But then Nene realized she was losing the argument. And that's when she started yelling out all these obscenities and shit. Like talking about how money came out her new pussy. How her clit is leaving her body. All types of shit. They was fucking going in. She talked about her bankruptcy. She said that's when Claudia said that Nene got a personal slave named Greg Leaks. And then Nene started talking about her being a half-breed. It just went completely nasty from that point on. Like, I don't agree with that whole half-breed comment now. Nene just need to go somewhere and sit down with that damn half-breed comment. It was bad enough that Claudia called that man a slave. And, it is what it is. But I cannot wait for the next episode. Like, this was fucking epic. This probably was the most epic ass episode I have seen this whole season. But, with that being said, follow me on Twitter. Mr. underscore still standing with no G at the end. Scotty underscore by underscore nature is my Instagram. And my Team Scotty page. My Facebook fan page is Team Scotty. Just type in Team Scotty. And then, there you go. Like it. I'm out of here, you guys. Peace.